So the question number 1, which concept is used to measure the total value of final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country in a given year? Question number B, gross domestic product, GDP. Question number 2, net national product at factor cost is also known as. Option number B, national income. B, the difference between gross domestic product and net domestic product is accounted for by. Option number C, depreciation. 4, the first 5-year plan was based on which economic model? Number B, Harrod-Domar model. 5, which 5-year plan had the objective of growth with social justice and equality? Which 5-year plan had the objective of growth with social justice and equality? Option number C, 9th 5-year plan. 6. Statement 1. The service sector is currently the largest contributor to India's gross domestic product GDP. Statement 2. The primary sector, agriculture, employs the largest share of the Indian workforce. Option number C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 7. The Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog, was established in India in the year. Option number B, 1950. 8. The term Hindu rate of growth was coined by economist Raj Krishna to refer to. Option number C, the low average annual growth rate of Indian economy around 3.5% achieved between the 1950s and 1980s. 9. A sustained decrease in the general price level of goods and services is known as. Option number C, deflation. 10. The measure of inflation that changes in the price of a basket of goods and services at the wholesale level is the. Number B, wholesale price index. 11. Which organization primarily calculates the consumer price index CPI for India? Option number C, National Statistical Office under MOSPI. 12. The term fiscal deficit in the Union budget means. Option number B, total expenditure minus total receipt, excluding borrowings. 13. A budget is presented in the Parliament under which article of the Constitution? Option number B, Article 112, Annual Financial Statement. 14. A progressive tax system is one where the tax rate. Option number C, increases as the tax base income increases. 15. Statement 1. The fiscal policy in India is concerned with the management of the economy through government spending and taxation. Statement 2. Monetary policy is primarily managed by the Reserve Bank of India through control over interest rates and money supply. Number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 16. Which tax was abolished and replaced by the goods and service tax? Option number C, value added tax, VAT. 17. The Finance Commission is a constitutional body that determines the formula for. Number C, vertical and horizontal devolution of taxes between the center and the states. 18. The Reserve Bank of India was established in 1935 based on the recommendation of the. Option number B, Hilton Young Commission, Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finance. 19. The rate at which the commercial banks borrow money from the RBI on a short-term basis is known as the. Very important. Option number B, repo rate. 20. The percentage of total deposits that commercial banks are required to keep as serve as reserve with the RBI is the number C. Cash reserve ratio CRR. 21. Open market operations, a tool of monetary policy, involves the buying and selling of option number C. Government securities GSECs. 22. The term NPA in the banking sector stand for option number B. Non-performing asset. 23. Which body regulates the stock exchange and the securities market in India? Number C. Securities and Exchange Board of India SEBI. 24. Statement 1. A bank assurance model involves the tip-up between a bank and an insurance company to sell the latter's products through the bank's distribution channel. Number 2. The Life Insurance Corporation is the largest public sector insurance company in India. Option number C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 25. The Sensex and Nifty are the stock market indices of which two stocks exchanges respectively? Option number B. BSE and NSE. 26. The economic reforms of liberalization, privatization and globalization LPG were initiated in India in the year. Option number B. 1991. 27. Privatization in the context of Indian economy primarily refers to number C. Reducing the role of the public sector by selling the equity of public sector undertaking PSUs. 28. The current system for managing the Indian currency exchange rate is number B. Managed floating rate. 29. The balance of payments of a country includes the option number A. Capital current account and capital account. 30. Foreign direct investments FDI differs from foreign institutional investment FII in that FDI is aimed at acquiring option number B. A lasting interest, control or significant influences in a foreign enterprise. 31. Statement 1. A trade deficit occurs when the value of a country's exports is greater than the value of its imports. Statement 2. The current account is the balance of payments records transaction related to trade in goods and services and transfer of payments. Option number A. Statement 1 is incorrect. Trade deficit means imports is greater than exports, but statement 2 is correct. 32. The World Trade Organization WTO officially commenced operations in which year? Number C. 1995. 33. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development is popularly known as the number C. World Bank. 34. The BRICS group consists of which 5 countries? Option number C. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. 35. The New Development Bank NDB is an international financial institution established by the option number C. BRICS nations. 36. The Human Development Index is published by which international organization? Number C. United Nations Development Program. 37. The Human Development Index measures development based on which 3 basic dimensions? Number B, health, life expectancy, education, and standard of living, GNI per capita. 38. The concept of multidimensional poverty index is measured using indicators across which three dimensions? Number B, health, education, and living standards. 39. The most widely accepted method in India for estimating poverty involves defining a option number B, poverty line based on the minimum expenditure required for consumption, calories per money. 40. Cyclical unemployment is caused by number C, fluctuation in the business cycle, recession or slowdown. 41. Statement 1. Disguised unemployment is a common feature in the Indian agriculture sector where more people are employed than actually required. Statement 2. Structural unemployment arises due to the inability of the industrial sector to absorb the entire workforce leaving the agricultural sector. Option number C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 42. Which key indicator is used to track the level of inequality in income or wealth distribution? Inequality in income or wealth distribution. Option number C, Gini coefficient. 43. The Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana primarily aims to promote number B, financial inclusion, providing banking services to the unbanked. 44. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MNREGA) guarantees the right to employment for how many days in a financial year for rural households? Option number C, 100 days. 45. Skill India Mission, National Skill Development Mission is primarily focuses on option number B, training and certification of India's youth in various skills. 46. The Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is related to option number B, crop insurance. 47. The term demonetization refers to the act of option number B, stripping a currency units of its status as legal tender. 48. Statement 1. The goods and service tax is a consumption tax based on the principle of destination based consumption. Statement 2. GST has subsumed central taxes like excise duty and state taxes like VAT. Number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 49. Micro, small and medium enterprises (MSME) sector contributes significantly to India's employment and exports. 50. The disinvestment policy of the government is primarily aimed at option B, selling government security in PSUs to generate resources and improve efficiency. 51. Which of the following is considered a narrow money measure? Narrow money. Option number C, M1. 52. The function of the banking ombudsman scheme is to option number B, provide a mechanism for redressal of customer complaints against bank. 53. The maximum amounts of funds that commercial banks must maintain with the RBI as a percentage of their NDTL net demand and time liabilities is governed by the option number C, cash reserve ratio. 54. The rate at which the RBI lends money to commercial banks against the collateral of government securities on an overnight basis is the option number C, marginal standing facility (MSF). 55. The primary market in the financial sector deals with the Option number B, issue of new securities for the first time. 56 statement 1. The yield curve is a graphical representation that plots the interest rates of bonds with equal credit equality but differing maturity dates. Statement 2. An inverted yield curve is often seen as a predictor of an impending economic recession. It's a tough question. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 57. The primary objective of the monetary policy MPC is to maintain inflation within a target range as determined by the option number C. Government of India is consulting with RBI. 58. A revenue deficit occurs when the government's option number C. Revenue expenditure exceeds revenue receipts. 59. Franchise tax or a tax on professional trades, callings and employments is levied by the option number B, state government. 60. Which of the following is an example of a direct tax? C. Corporate tax. 61. The Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management FRBM Act was enacted primarily to option number B, ensure intergenerational equity and long-term microeconomic stability by limiting fiscal deficits. 62. Capital expenditure of the government primarily creates option number B, physical or financial assets, example roads, machinery, loans to states. 63. Statement 1. Disinvestment receipts are considered non-debt capital receipts for the government. Statement 2. The Finance Commission is mandated to recommend the principle governing the grants in aid of the revenues of the states out of the Consolidated Fund of India. C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 64. A depreciation of the Indian rupee means that depreciation. Option B, more rupees are required to buy $1. 65. The term convertibility of the rupee refers to the ease of converting the rupee into foreign currency for option number A, current account transaction only, full convertibility, and capital account transaction, partial convertibility. 66. The capital account in the balance of payments records option number C, investment flows, FDI, FPI, and external borrowings or lendings. 67. The phenomena where a major share of a country's population growth is concentrated in the working age group 15 to 64 years is known as option number B, demographic dividend. 68. Statement 1. The MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Act agency, is a part of the World Bank Group and promotes foreign direct investments into developing countries by offering political risk insurance. Statement 2. India is founding member of the International Monetary Fund. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 69. The Gini coefficient is a measure of option number B, income inequality. 70. The poverty gap ratio is used to measure the number B, depth of poverty, how far below the poverty line the poor area. 71. Which sector is characterized by small and scattered units largely outside government control and often lacks job security and benefits? Option number B, unorganized sector. 72. The 12th five-year plan emphasized the theme of option number C, faster, more inclusive and sustainable growth. 73. The Make in India initiative launched in 2014 primarily aims to promote Option number B, manufacturing and domestic production investments. 74. The Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission in 2015 and functions primarily as a option number B, think tank and cooperative federalism platform. 75. Statement 1. The Ease of Doing Business Index is published by the World Bank. Statement 2. India's ranking in the Human Development Index has historically been relatively low due to poor performance in health and education dimensions. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 76. Per capita income is calculated by dividing national income, NNP at factor cost by the B, total population of the country. Question number 77. Stagflation is an economic condition characterized by option number B, high inflation combined with stagnant economic growth and high unemployment. 78. The concept of the multiplier in economics relates to the impact of initial investment on option number C, total national income, aggregated demand. 79. The Laffer curves shows the relationship between number B, tax rates and tax revenue. 80. Which of the following is considered an injection into the circular flow of income? Number D, investment. 81. The difference between real GDP and nominal GDP is adjusted for inflation, price changes. 82. The Human Poverty Index measures deprivation in which dimensions? Option number B, life expectancy, knowledge and standard of living, HPI1, HPI2. 83. The Sukarna Samriddhi Yojana is a small savings scheme aimed at securing the financial future of C, girls children. 84. The minimum price at which the government purchases crops from the farmers to protect them from distress sale is known as the number C, minimum support price. 84. 5. The term angel tax is related to the taxation of investment received by option number B, startups. 86. The effective revenue deficit concept was introduced in India to highlight revenue deficit. Number C, the revenue deficit that remains after excluding grants for the creation of a capital assets. 87. The marginal propensity to consume MPC is the proportion of the change in income that is spent on option number C, consumption. 88. Gilt edge securities are the securities traded in the financial market that are characterized by option number B, low risk and high liquidity issued by the government. 89. The reserve tranche position is a part of the reserve of a member country held by the option number B, International Monetary Fund, IMF. 90. Statement 1. The goods and service tax in India is a single uniform tax rate applied across all goods and services. Statement 2. The GST system uses multiple tax slabs 0%, 5%, 12%, 8%, 28% and to accommodate different goods and services. Option number C, both statement 1 is actually statement 1 is incorrect and the statement 2 is correct. GST has multiple slabs. Statement 1 is incorrect. 91. Which international institution primarily provides long-term loans for capital projects to developing countries? Which international institution? Option number B, World Bank. 92. The special drawing rights are an international reserve asset created by the option number B, IMF. And 3. The Poverty and Unbridled in India book, which calculated the first estimate of national income, was written by option B, Dadabhai Naoroji. 94. The term creeping inflation refers to inflation that is slow, mild, and predictable, around 3% or less. 95. The Uday Kotak Committee was appointed by SEBI in 2017 to recommend reforms in option B, corporate governance. 96. The National Housing Bank, which regulates housing finance companies, is a wholly owned subsidiary of the option number C, Reserve Bank of India. 97. Green bonds are financial instruments issued specifically to raise funds for projects that have a positive B, option B, environmental and climate impact. 98. The minimum alternate tax is a provision in the Income Tax Act aimed at ensuring that zero tax or tax exempt companies pay a minimum tax on their number B, book profit. 99. The objective of the Atal Pension Yojana is to provide security in the form of a guaranteed pensions for workers in the option B, unorganized sector. 100. The largest foreign exchange earner for India is typically the option number B, exports of ITES services, software services. 101. The Phillips curve in economics illustrates an inverse relationship between option number C, inflation and unemployment. 102. Core inflation is a measure of inflation that excludes price volatility from number B, food and fuel. 103. The concept of frictional unemployment is based to describe as option number B, temporary unemployment caused by the individuals moving between jobs or entering the workforce. And 4. The multidimensional poverty index, which replaced the human poverty index, is officially calculated in India by which institution? Number B, Niti Aayog. 105. Statement 1. The poverty line in India is primarily based on consumption expenditure rather than income. Statement 2. The latest official methodology for poverty estimation in India, Tendulkar Committee or Rangarajan Committee, suggests that the poor are significantly more numerous than previous estimates. Option B, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Rangarajan and Tendulkar estimates were higher than the old official BPL lines. And 6. The standing deposit facility introduced by the RBI in 2022 is a monetary tool that allows the RBI to absorb liquidity from commercial banks without providing collateral, government securities in return. 107. The rate at which the RBI provides liquidity to commercial banks for short-term needs used to set the floor of the liquidity adjustment facility corridor is the option number C, reverse repo rate is the question. Important question. 108. The term Basel III norms is in banking primarily related to international standards for option number B, capital adequacy, stress testing, and market liquidity risk. 109. Which of the following is not a function of the Reserve Bank of India? Issuer of currency, banker to the government, controller of credit, direct lending to the general public. Option number D is the correct answer. Direct lending to the general public is not a function of the RBI. And 10. 1. The statutory liquidity ratio mandates commercial banks to keep a portion of their deposits in liquid assets like cash, gold, or other securities. SLR assets must be kept with the RBI similar to the cash reserve ratio, CRR. Option number A, statement 1 is incorrect, correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. ACLR assets are kept by the bank itself, not with RBI. Okay. 111, the term vote on account passed by the parliament is primarily related to. Option number B, provisions for meeting essential expenditure for a part of the new financial year before the full budget is passed. 112, the Public Account of India deals with the funds where the government acts as a banker, such as provident fund deposits. The expenditure from this account require. Option number B, no parliamentary approval. 113, subsidies provided by the government are treated as which type of expenditure in the budget? Option number B, revenue expenditure. 114, the corporate income tax in India is levied on the profits of domestic and foreign companies and is an example of. The corporate income tax is an example of. Option number B, direct tax. Statement 1, the goods and service tax GST is levied simultaneously by both the center and the states on every transaction. Statement 2, the integrated GST is levied only on interstate supply of goods and services and imports. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 116, the phenomena where the value of a country's currency is deliberately lowered by the government or a central bank is known as. Option number B, devaluation. 117, the foreign exchange reserve of India are managed and controlled by the. Option number C, Reserve Bank of India. 118, which type of foreign investment is considered more volatile and short term, primarily focusing on buying financial assets like stocks and bonds? Option number B, foreign portfolio investment. 119, the TRIMS, trade related investment measures agreement, is a pact under the WTO dealing with rules on. Option number B, investment measures that affect the trade in goods. 120, statement 1, current accounts deficit occurs when the value of a country's exports of goods and services plus transfers is less than its imports plus transfers. Statement 2, the current account deficit is typically financed by the surplus of in capital account FDI FPI loans. Number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 121, the term special economic zones SEZs is used to denote geographical region that have. Option number B, more liberal and simpler economic laws and tax incentives compared to the rest of the country. 122, the index of industrial product, a composite indicator, measures the growth rate of. Option number B, volume of production in industrial sector. 123, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is an important component of which broader initiative? Option number C, Skill India Mission. 124, the term SIC unit in the industrial sector is generally applied to a company that has accumulated losses equal to or exceeding its net worth. 125, which one of the following is not an indicator used in the Human Development Index? Not an indicator. Number C, poverty headcount ratio. 126, statement 1, the National Food Security Act 2013 legally entitles up to 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population to receive subsidized food grains. Statement 2, the public distribution system is the mechanism used to deliver subsidized food grains under the NFSA, National Food Security Act 2013. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 127, the Financial Stability and Development Council is a non-statutory apex body established to strengthen financial sector governance and promote financial stability, regulatory coordination and development. 128, the Reserve Bank of India uses which measure to denote the amount of currency notes and coins in circulation with public? Option number C, MO. And 29, the capital adequacy ratio is a measure that relates a bank's capital to its option number B, risk-weighted assets. And 30, the Finance Commission primarily addresses the financial relationship between the center and the states, while the GST Council primarily addresses number B, tax rates, laws, and administration related to GST. And 31, statement 1, the disinvestment target of the government is presented in the union budget as a source of capital receipts. Statement 2, the National Investment and Infrastructure Fund is a fund created by the government to attract investment from international and domestic sources for infrastructure projects. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. And 32, the term twin deficit usually refers to the simultaneous presence of option number B, fiscal deficit and current account deficit, CAD. And 33, the World Economic Outlook report is published by the option number B, International Monetary Fund. And 34, the Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) was established as a statutory body in the year option number B, 1992. 135, the microfinance institution primarily serve the financial needs of the option number B, low income groups and unorganized sector. And 36, the term food security encompasses the availability, access, utilization, and option number C, stability of food supply. And 37, which concept is used to measure the change in the total output of the economy due to an 1 unit change in the capital stock. Number B, marginal efficiency of capital. And 38, the operation twists executed by the RBI is a monetary measure involving option number B, simultaneous buying of long-term and selling of the short-term government securities to ease long-term interest rates. 139, decoupling is an economic term that suggests option number C, an economy's growth remains independent of the global economic cycle. And 40, statement 1, green revolution in India was primarily associated with the large increase in the production of wheat or rice. Statement 2, the green revolution significantly increased the productivity of Indian agriculture and focused on high yield variety seeds. Option number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. And 41, the largest component of India's current account is usually the option number B, trade in goods. And 42, the index of 8 crore industries IIP component includes option number B, coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, and electricity. And 43, the government body that calculates the GDP growth rate in India is the option number C, National Statistical Office. And 45, the Mudra Yojana, Microeconomic Development and Refinance Agency Limited, primarily focuses on providing financial support to number C, non-corporate, non-farm small or micro enterprises. And 45, Digital India Mission aims to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy by focusing on number B, digital infrastructure, digital delivery of services, and digital literacy. And 46, the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development NABARD was established primarily to B, finance institution providing credit for agriculture and rural development. And 47, non-performing asset NPA is defined as a loan on which the interest or principal payment remained overdue for a period of more than 90 days. Statement 2, high NPAs negatively impacts banks' capital adequacy and profitability. Number C, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. And 48, universal basic income is a concept that advocates for the periodic cash payments to every citizen, irrespective of their option would be income and employment status or wealth. 149. The Janani Suraksha Yojana is a safe motherhood intervention under the National Health Mission that aims to reduce maternal and infant mortality by promoting number A, institutional deliveries. 150. The fiscal policy in India is usually announced by the option number B, finance minister through the annual budget. So that's all for today, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Also, you can get PDF from my Telegram channel, the link in the description. Alright, keep watching, keep learning. See you in the next video. Thank you.